Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show, where we help you make the wisest and most profitable decisions. I want to talk today about a new study that uncovers the secrets of remote work productivity. Let's talk a little bit about the study, and then we'll talk about the broader context in which the study functions, what it shows us, what it doesn't show us, what we know about remote work productivity. So this is a surprising study for some people. The Becky-Friedman Institute found that remote workers saved 2 hours per week in 2021-2022 because they didn't have to commute mainly. And 40% of the time saved was allocated to work activities. So that's 45 more minutes of work per week. This study confirms lots of previous data showing that workers are more productive when they're working remotely. So let's talk a little bit about that data. There was a Stanford University study that found that remote workers were 5% more productive than in-office workers in the summer of 2020. When we just made the transition, we're figuring out, okay, the lockdowns, how do you do your work remotely? The productivity difference increased to 9% by the spring of 2022. So it increased. People didn't become less productive, they became more productive by the spring of 2022 because of organizations became more familiar with remote work practices, how to collaborate more effectively remotely, managers learned how to lead teams remotely, how to coordinate projects, and they invested into technology to support it. Both organizations invested and workers invested into their work from home offices and ability to work from home effectively. Now, overall, we have extensive data that remote work leads to higher productivity. Employee monitoring software is one example. It found that remote workers are more efficient than in-office workers by at least 5%. And a National Bureau of Economic Research study on productivity found that tech, finance, and other remote work-capable industries, they increased by their productivity 1.1% per year on average from 2010 to 2019. But during the pandemic years of 2020 and 2021, they increased their productivity by 3.3%. And these are, again, remote-capable industries. What about jobs requiring in-person contact, like restaurants and so on? Well, they increased their productivity by 0.6% per year from 2010 to 2019, but they decreased their productivity by 2.6% per year in 2020 and 2021, the pandemic years. Remote work and wages. Let's talk a little bit about what the research shows there. We know that workers are ready to accept lower wages for more remote work if they have the flexibility of working from home. So another National Bureau of Economic Research study found that remote work, so it's a different study, it decreased their wage growth by 2% during the first 2 years of the pandemic because people didn't switch jobs, didn't demand as high raises if they could work remotely. And there's extensive evidence showing this. There's a survey of 3,000 workers at top companies which show that 64% would prefer permanent work from home over a $30,000 pay raise. Just a huge pay raise, right? $30,000. Just about 2/3 would prefer permanent work from home to the $30,000 pay raise. Now, what are the benefits of remote work productivity? Well, employees are just more able to accomplish more tasks in less time when working from home because they are not wasting their time commuting, as we saw from the Becker-Friedman Institute research that they spent a lot of the time, 40% of the time that they didn't waste commuting on their work. And they're able to create a comfortable and efficient home environment. Now, some people work environment at home. Some people prefer an environment that's warmer. Some people prefer an environment that's colder. They don't have to fight over the thermostat. Some people prefer a very silent environment. Some people like the chitter-chatter of the noise of the office around them, and they can turn on their music. There's actually office ambient sounds if they want that. They can have the kind of music they like. They can go out and go get whatever kind of snacks they like from the fridge as an aspect of comfort, and they're able to be much less distracted. So most people don't like open offices. Most people don't like the people's ability to just drop by and interrupt them at any time, and also the loudness of the office is distracting. We know that it decreases productivity. So they're able to stay much more on task and avoid distractions when they're working from home. And remote work also helps save on cost of living expenses. Companies that offer remote work opportunities, they clearly save on worker cost of living expenses because they can hire workers in lower cost of living areas in the US and abroad. You don't have to hire, if you're based in San Francisco, you can hire someone in the middle of Montana and they will be willing to work for a lower wage. Or you can hire someone in Chile and they'll be willing to work for a lower wage while still having not too far difference of a time zone. So it's a more productive use of financial and human resources. We also know that remote work improves work-life balance. It helps prevent burnout, which increases productivity and retention. So this gets you happier and more fulfilled employees, which of course improves productivity and performance. And there's fewer distractions and interruptions, which improves time and energy management. And ensuring remote work productivity does take some effort, because in order to fully realize the benefits of remote work, businesses need to invest into their employees. They need to provide their employees with necessary technology like laptops, internet connectivity, collaboration tools like Trello or Asana or Microsoft Teams, project management tools, and training and support. They need to train and people for and support remote collaboration, communication, innovation, leadership, and teamwork. All right, everyone. I hope you've benefited from this episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show on remote work productivity. Please make sure to subscribe to the show wherever you check this out and leave a review. It really helps others discover the show and it helps us improve the show. All right, everyone. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show. In the meantime, the wisest and most profitable decisions to you, my friends.